Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm here with yet another fruitcake recipe, but this one is not as complicated as the earlier one. This is a very quick one which you can make with just 3 ingredients. This was made popular by the Country Women's Association, which is a women's organization in Australia, and this was a Blue Ribbon Award winning cake. This cake is eggless as well as vegan. And I must add a disclaimer that this is nothing like the traditional Kerala style fruitcake that I posted earlier. And if you do not like too many dry fruits in your cake, then maybe this cake is not for you. This is also a dense cake, but what I saw is that after a few days, it does turn more moist than it was on the first day. So let's look at the ingredients first. So 3 ingredients that you'll need are self-raising flour. If you do not have self-raising flour, you can substitute with plain flour by adding 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a quarter teaspoon of salt to each cup of plain flour. And the recipe calls for 1 kilo of dry fruits, but I've used around 900 grams here. And yes, that's definitely a lot of dry fruits for one fruit cake. So like I said earlier, this might not be everyone's cup of tea. And I've used 2 tea bags here to make the black tea. So I'm pouring in some boiling hot water and I'll be adding the tea bags into this and letting it steep for a few minutes so that I have my black tea. So the original recipe uses iced coffee, and they have provided substitutes as black tea or orange juice or apple juice. So I thought I'll use black tea, which is the most easily available one. So let's take the dry fruits into a container. To this, add in the black tea and soak for 24 hours or at least overnight. Give this a good mix and cover and let it rest. After soaking overnight, or preferably after 24 hours, it's time to bake the cake. So preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius. So while the oven is getting preheated, let's get the batter ready. So here we are pouring the soaked dry fruits along with the liquid into a bowl. Add in the flour to the dry fruits. And now fold in the flour into the dry fruits. You'll need some muscle power here because it's a bit hard to fold in the flour into all of the dry fruits. So the batter is supposed to be a thick one because we haven't added any other ingredients into this. Now let's grease and line a cake tin. I've used a 9-inch cake tin here. Transfer the batter into the cake tin. Using a spatula, spread out the batter and try to level the top. And now the batter is ready to go into the oven. This cake takes about an hour to bake completely, and depending on the oven temperature, sometimes it could even take longer. So after about an hour, take out the cake and using a skewer, check if it is cooked through completely. As you can see, the skewer has come out completely clean, so that means the cake is baked through. And now you can let the cake rest in the cake tin for a couple of minutes, say about 5 minutes, and then we can transfer it onto a cooling rack. If you find that the cake is not cooked through, then you can put it back in the oven for some more time and bake for longer. But make sure you place an aluminum foil on the top before you put it back in, because as you can see, the top has already browned nicely and you don't want to burn the top. You can see that the cake has plenty of dry fruits in it. So if you're a dry fruits lover like me, you'll definitely like this cake. You can dust some powdered sugar on it and serve. Let me cut into the cake and show you how the inside looks. Make sure you cool the cake completely before you cut it. You can see that it's a very dense cake, as we haven't added any oil or butter or anything to this cake. I found it very dense and a bit dry on the first day, but after the first few days I saw that the cake tasted much better. So if you plan to bake this, I would definitely suggest that you bake this a few days in advance of when you plan to use it. Hope you guys like this video. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And do give it a try if you're a dry fruits lover like me. I'm sure you'll love it. And if you're not a big fan of dry fruits in large quantities, I would recommend that you stay away from the recipe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon with another fun video. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas in advance.